You can go live on Patreon, can't you?
Yeah, you have to connect it to YouTube, though. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot about that. That's... All right.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Niran misa solo.
Solo! Hit me, Solo! All right, we're good. All right, let's see if it shows up on Patreon.
Still a chance. Oh, but it was bad. Still a chance. Wear this mask. What did you say last?
Still a chance to wear a mask.
Where my K2SO pin? There it is. Oh. Focus.
Yeah, see, I don't know what the fuck this shit is trying to do. First Patreon vid.
Glass Armor says she likes the Patreon pin, or the K2SO pin. I know! Unpopular opinion, K2SO is the best droid in Star Wars.
You like him better than HK?
Canon. Best canon droid, yeah.
That's true.
And I kind of do. HK was kind of a badass, but he didn't like move a plot along at all. He was just kind of a badass. K2SO like saved critical humans.
Critical humans.
Jesus.
I don't understand why it's...
Just understand.
Live streaming. Stream
Try
now.
to get on.
We're live. Good health. How do I share the fucking thing? There it is. Why don't you show me that before, you cunt fuck?
Speaking of cunt fucks, Iker, yeah, he's just been weird, man. So weird.
Now that he's officially back?
Yeah, like he said I gotta go pick up my Challenger because he bought a Dodge Challenger while he was in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
He said the closest port to Cleveland was like Baltimore. So he said he had to fly out to Baltimore to pick up his car and he was going to drive it back. I'm like, well, dude, I'll probably be like 15 minutes away at some point, like on your drive back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, let me know like the dates and everything, and you can like stay with us. I texted him like today. I was like, hey, when are you going to get your car? He said, oh, I got it last month. I was like, what the fuck, man? And all
right, we're up. Maybe he didn't totally get.
He understood. He's a jackass.
He is a jackass.
He's just been weird lately. He doesn't want to talk to people.
I haven't even
the last
been
time
up there
I hung out with Fred Kerner and Iker. The last time I hung out with all of them.
Yeah,
we had a blast and it was fun. And we were all hanging out, and then everybody like exchanged numbers. And then last time we saw Kerner, I was like, "Hey, did you ever talk to those guys?" He's like, "No, I would never fucking talk to those guys." I was like, "Why?" He's like,
I would never."
He said, "Yeah, I'd never hang out with them without you." I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you just call him and like see what the fuck Fred's up to? Fuck it."
People are weird. People are hoes.
People are strange
when they're a fuckhead.
Also, when they're danguses, well, people are strange.
Oh yeah.
Good day, Galaxy.
All right.
My name is Igear.
We're in a little salvage shop here. Okay, it's up and running. Stuff. If we'll get any participants is to be discovered. That's the thing I'm annoyed with about Jesus Christ. I'm not I don't like how things are stuck only on Patreon, which people barely ever check. Pissed. There's the link, you cunts. Figure it out. All right.
Make sure it works here.
You better make sure something works. Get pissed. Get pissed about it. You fucking finagle
There.
some controls here.
I liked it.
Congratulatory.
Log onto Patreon, then watch on YouTube button. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you can watch it on either.
What's that, babe?
Where's the Philly bump?
What you got on your boob? You got fuzz.
Don't you be talking about it.
What are you looking for?
Check.
The
Check.
opener?
Yeah, check. Yeah.
The Philly opener?
There we go.
It's not on the side? I don't know where it's at.
It's terrible.
Yeah, here's this one. Okay. Oh.
Solo. Oh, yeah, your headphones are still here.
I don't mind using these. It doesn't matter. No chat on Patreon is what they're saying.
Jacob Weiss and Brian Shannon are here. Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
I don't understand, so let's see if I can get on there just from our YouTube page.
It should be unlisted, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it unless you have the link.
Yeah, it's not showing anything right now.
Even when I was logged in, it wasn't showing anything. So that's good. At least it's private.
So I'd have to go to the Patreon page. Let's see here. And hopefully the link will be there. Or I could just watch it from there.
Pull up to the window so I can tell you there.
Pull up to the window. I cannot take order from there.
I
will fuck your mother's asshole.
Ow. I got this fucking attack gun, bitch.
What is that?
Just a little Hot Wheels clone gunship thing.
Oh.
It's like
That's
five.
nice.
It's like $5. Anything clones, I'm all about it.
Ew. Let's go to YouTube and it's working. There we go.
Hammed. I don't know if you did it on purpose or not.
I did.
Hammed.
I'm hammed. All right. So got that up. Got that rolling. Got a lot
So
of
much pork. I'm fucking hammed. Yeah.
Dick's full of hammereds over here. Man, he was blasted last night.
He was.
Some nonsense over here.
Hey, I
That's
like that. I like that little boob character emoji thing with the fucking Y. I never thought about doing it with the Y before.
Like that's the chesticles?
Yeah. I usually do it like this.
Yeah, it gives a little more cleavage. They're larger breasts.
On Patterson, he said, click the big YouTube button on the video on Patterson. And it'll take you to YouTube. You all is hammered as fuck. Yeah, that's what I used to do. Or boobs was 5808. Yeah, upside down on the calculator. Wait, why is that still coming through? Shut up. Shut up. There we go. That's much better now.
We got Jacob Weiss. We got Brian. We got handfuls. And that's it. Cool. I X'd out of it like a dongus.
Why would you do that? Oh, I should be able to see and moderate exactly who's up there. Yeah.
Don't ever like that again.
Yeah. I just did. What are you gonna do about that shit? I just did it.
Signing off.
All right, seriously, just open the fucking thing.
What are you trying to open?
It's just loading nothing.
Don't say things like that. Of course we'll Master Luke again. And he'll be quite all right. You'll see. Stupid shit.
Classic. All right, there we go.
Unforgivable.
Unflip-tabable. God. All right, whatever. All right. You trying to do fucking story time?
Yeah.
All right. I'm for it. All right, we're live. Patreon fuckers.
Well, we're not live, but if you're watching,
we're live for them only.
Oh, awesome! What are we gonna talk about?
Well, it sounds like you had a fucking story time to divulge into.
Sure. So, I know Commander knows of this story. I don't know if I've actually told it in depth. So I'm gonna bounce this shit off of him, see what he remembers and what he doesn't. So. Everybody knows that Mopar has a terrible memory. And it's actually based from, well, not solely, but probably 90% of the reason, based off an incident that happened. I was going to a tech school in Lima, Ohio. Oh, yeah, big time city there.
When you said an incident that happened, I thought you were going to bring up the throwing a cup at Fred's forehead night.
That's a whole nother incident. I actually remember most of that night up until I don't. But for the hardcore memory loss, it was so I was moving actually back to Cleveland after I graduated from the school, and we had a busted up old like Chrysler minivan. We partied a lot using that minivan. We actually drove that down to South Carolina to visit our buddy in Charleston. That was a long weekend.
Fucking hell.
But okay, so I'm moving back. I've got all of my like college shit in the back of this minivan. The seats are completely taken out of it just to like cram shit in there. And it was also, we drove this as like an extra vehicle. So it was lighter without all the seats in it. So you got better gas mileage and shit. So I got this thing packed solid and I'm cruising and the vehicle had like a small like exhaust leak. So we always just had the windows open or cracked open. So, fresh air. But without even like thinking about it, I was driving along. I was calling different people just to talk to them, just get like shit set up, partying and stuff for the weekend. And it's just started downpouring. So I put all the windows up and closed everything. I mean, it was like torrential that you couldn't see. And I didn't really think about it at the time, but slowly and surely, especially with the lack of actual air in the van at this point, because it was so cramped full. It was stocked. It was stocked.
The van was a handful of fucking shit.
So with it being stocked of shit.
What's that from?
Yeah.
Stocked.
I don't know. When I made that joke, stocked.
Oh, yeah. I've been collecting clips for the soundboard, so if stocked is one that we want included, I need to get it.
So what ended up happening was the exhaust leaked into the inside of the van, and there was no fresh air coming in because I had to roll up the windows. So over time, it slowly like cooked me in there. And essentially what happened was it was carbon monoxide poisoning. And it got so bad where I remember I called you and I don't know what was said, but it was like no joke, like a half-hour long call. And I remember talking to your dad at some point for whatever reason. I don't remember any, I remember that it happened, but I don't remember what was said or what we talked about.
Well, I remember there was one day where you like blacked out and you were like, yeah, one time I was driving in the van for like so many hours and there was carbon monoxide. And since then I've like blacked out once a year for like a few hours.
Yeah.
And I thought you were referring back to when we were driving back from South Carolina from visiting motherfucking Stryker.
Completely separate. So, and it got so bad that, you know, there was like months of my life that I don't remember. And it was
not months.
Yeah, because I don't remember entire classes that I took at the school that I just drove back from. Like, I was talking to our buddy Steve Dave, and he was like, remember when you said this every...
Oh, shit.
Remember that teacher at all? And I don't remember saying that ever. He's like, dude, that was like 2 months ago. I was like, yeah, you're lying. Who are you?
Get the fuck out.
But, so what ended up happening is I'm driving, and the easiest way for me to describe how I was feeling was, you know how like when you're on a long drive and you start like daydreaming, like you're like focusing, but your like mind's elsewhere and kind of just daydreaming.
Yeah.
Mine got so in depth that I couldn't tell whether my daydream was happening or if I was driving, and I kept like floating in and out of that. And I came like to real quick, and I was like, something's wrong. Like, I don't know what it is, but something's wrong. So I called my mom because I was headed towards my parents' house at the time. And I literally, I remember what I said to her. I was like, Mom, something's wrong. I don't know what's real and what's not. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What drugs are you taking? God damn it, at that school?
She legitimately thought I was just like drunk driving or something. So I was actually, it was about a 3.5 hour drive. I was like a half hour away from home. I'm like to Cleveland at this point. And she told me to pull over, and she was actually with DNR's mom at the time. Yes, this is real life.
Like David after Dennis, exactly.
So my mom, I'm pulled over on the side of Route 90, which is real. It's very close to home. And she's with our friend's mom. They get there and meet up with me, and our friend's mom knew right away. She's like, wait, this exact thing happened to my husband. Because I didn't know what we both, like my mom and I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
She's like, it was carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, and shit.
She said, how bad did you get? I was like, I don't know. Like, even like talking to her at that time, I didn't know where I was. Because I was still like going in and out of it. Yeah, it forever fucked my memory. And like I said, it's hazy for like 6 months that I really don't remember. Like, it's in and out. I don't really remember much. But going forward, yeah, I have such a hard time like recalling things. It's bad. So yeah, it's fucking, it's fucked. My memory, not the story. My memory's fucked.
What a story, Mark.
That's the first time I've ever even thought about using it. Excellent. Something's wrong with my cable. I can't fucking plug it in.
I can feel your anger.
Whoops, that was way too loud.
Focus.
What are you doing?
Stronger.
I'm hitting buttons by mistake.
Yeah, you're hammered.
So,
I don't remember any of this.
What's happening? I just wanted to hit one and try it out, but I'm glad that wasn't the actual show. I'm going to put that away for a second. Yeah, I remember you saying there was one day that we were getting ready to record, and I was waiting for you to come over, and you were like, dude, I don't know what's happening right now. I'm having a carbon monoxide trip. I can't come over or drive or do anything. It's like, what are you talking about? That's the first time that you even told me about it.
Yeah, and so it can, and I haven't had like I call them flashbacks, and I don't even know if that's accurate. That's kind of what I call them, and it usually happens when I get real dehydrated. But I'll get like real hazy, and I won't know where I'm at or what I'm doing, and it'll just like, I don't know. Like, it was probably a year ago. I was supposed to drive home. And right before I got into my vehicle to actually like leave from Columbus, I called my mom. I was like, I don't think I can drive right now. I had no fucking clue where I'm at. And she's like, what are you talking about?
I thought you were bullshitting at first. You're like, man, I can't record. I'm like having another thing where I like blacked out. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where I am. It's like, you fucking asshole, come over here. Because you hadn't told me until that point what the fuck had happened in the first place. So yeah, I was confused. I was confluxed.
Yeah. So, and to tell you like the scope of it, like it can literally it can kill you easily. So if I was in, I don't know, it was probably a half hour straight of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Well, you're still here.
And like I said, our buddy's mom was so familiar with it because her husband had it. It got so bad that he forgot that he had sons. Like, obviously, after a while, like, he came to and remembered that, but a lot of stuff was completely, like, burned out of my memory. Like, I just don't remember.
Fuck. That's crazy, man.
But
you could have died that day.
I call them flashbacks, but it gets to the point where it's just like, I just need to get the fuck out of where I'm at and, like, get some fresh air and get a drink of water or something.
You could have died that day.
Could have died
and
that day.
And we wouldn't have a fucking podcast.
Yeah. Even worse, we do a podcast and I forget about it right now. So, and that stuff, like the exhaust on any car, it hits me hard and I can feel it.
Yeah. You get fucking triggered.
Yeah. Yeah. So, true story is about Mopar.
What a story. That's intense, man.
Yeah. So, that was one of the first times Mopar almost died. There are about 3. There's probably about 3 close.
There was a few before then that, drinking involved where he almost died.
Yeah, one of them was drink induced. That I should have went to the hospital, but
drink induced.
That was a whole nother story. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Maybe there was only 2 near deaths. You're trying to ask me to remember some shit right now about my past, and I just explained it ain't happening.
That shit ain't happening. Oh, that's funny as fuck. I was trying to readjust your screen, but I can't do it.
Oh, we got Megan Gibbons on here? Who's that? That's nice. Awesome. Welcome.
What up, Megan Gibbons?
Yeah, it's gonna be my superhero origin story. I'm Mr.
Forgetful Man.
Mr. Who am I? Oh shit.
Yeah, you could just say that shit. Maybe I'm a superhero? I don't know. I forgot.
Here I am to save wait.
To save something.
We've got some time if you want to ramble through maybe another quick story.
Yeah. No, that's the whole point of these ones. Shit that you don't get to hear on the podcast. I did upload that KOTOR script for everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
So don't hate me once you read it, but it's up there.
Excellent.
It's on the webs for everybody to see.
Nice.
At least it was formatted correctly. It actually looks like a script,
You said you read through it a little bit?
I didn't actually. I'm too embarrassed to read it. I'm too embarrassed to read it. I read a few little lines as I was getting ready to scan it and copy it into a PDF and shit. But yeah, there's some cringy. It's total fucking prequels dialogue.
Oh, okay.
It's bad script. It's bad script, as you can tell. I can't write things.
It's bad script.
It's bad script. The point, the reason that I wrote it in the first place was that I just wanted to see Revan, before he got his mind wiped, kicking ass, and Malik being a bitch, Revan beating the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to see that on screen, so that's what it was. I'm pissed about this fucking mic right now. I'm changing back to the other one.
So Commander and I were working at a grocery store.
What'd we do?
Well, what didn't we do? Commander. So we were drinking in high school a lot.
Best times ever.
And I actually started working at the grocery store during the winter because during the summer I caddied at a golf course, and that's obviously seasonal when you're living in Cleveland area.
Yeah.
And you were like the main stock leader man guy because you set the stuff up while they were setting the store up. You were you made the price tags and You even like put special pricing on shit that we bought constantly, so it was like discounted. Like every time I bought a Monster, the grocery store like lost 50 cents or some shit.
Yeah,
because you put them for like $1 and the cost was like $1.10.
Yeah, for whatever reason, one of the managers liked me early on, so he set me up with the I don't know the title or like the name of the person, but basically the guy that sets all the inventory and sets the prices and sets the cost and like figures out what they're losing, what they're gaining, and the profit and everything like that, and then makes the barcodes and shit for the entire scanning system. So when you scan it, or when you at the register, when you scan it, or when you put the barcode on the fucking shelf and things like that. So I was helping him out and making barcodes, and one of the first things I did was removed the barcode itself and was just making these little stickers with ridiculous sayings on it. And I think you have one or two of those somewhere, but just whatever inside jokes that were happening in high school at that time, I would make one of those little things that you see on the rack in like Target or Walmart, and I would just make it say like fucking Metallica, Master of Bastards or something like that.
No, here, I got one right here.
Oh, yeah.
So it might be backwards, but it says ass bitch, master of ass face for $6.99. I've kept that in my wallet ever since then.
It's been there for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
kept that $6.99. So I did that, and then I convinced. They didn't have Monster. I convinced the manager to start ordering Monster because we were obsessed with it, and then he since I wanted him to order it, he let me like set the price, like as a little like test or whatever. He's like, here, you set the price and put it in the system, and we'll add it on the shelf. And we were. It was like one of the tall, like 22 ounce or 24 ounce monsters that are supposed to be like $4, and I put on the shelf for like $2.50. Because I knew we were gonna get like one or two every day. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. Making those little tags was one of my favorite parts about working there. And then we would slap them on the lockers and shit at school. They were all over the place.
Yeah, they were. They were everywhere. You also got fired from that job.
Yeah.
I still, what kind of CSI bullshit camera angle? What the fuck happened? How did you get fired and I didn't?
It doesn't make any sense.
We bought alcohol. We had someone buy alcohol while we were underage, and we loaded it into my car. And then, like, the next day, you were called up and like, oh, we got cameras or some shit of you loading alcohol into your car. I was like, first of all, that was my car. You got fired over a 12-pack of Honey Brown. Honey Brown. Oh shit, that tickles my scritch.
I don't understand to this day. Yeah, I don't know. So we had somebody leave it outside of like the back. Not the employee entrance, but back by like the dumpster or some shit.
Like the loading dock, yeah.
Yeah. And then after our shift, we pulled all the way around the back of the store, and then we picked it up, and it was just sitting outside, and it was winter, so it was cold. It was Honey Brown and Coors, props to Kerner, and I think there was 3 things. I can't remember, though. Honey Brown, Coors Light, and something else. But anyways, it was sitting there. We pulled around. He was leaving work, so I rode it with him, and we put it in his trunk. And yeah, everything was fine. We went home, got hammered, and then the next day I had to come into work, and they were like, call me up to the boss's office as if they like had a fucking spy camera on me the whole time. I was like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I want to know. I bet someone just heard your conversation with the person who bought it.
Maybe
and they maybe overheard that and then just assumed and brought it up to the guy the next day. I don't know.
That's possible too. Yeah, I don't know. I was slightly pissed and fucking confused as hell, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Obviously wasn't going into a career of grocery store clerking, so it's all good.
Stock boy.
I'm not that pissed about it.
Stacked.
Yeah, but also.
Yeah, I actually, that's probably one of my favorite jobs that I had because it was just like 6 of us fucks. It was like I don't know if you worked there with Iker too, but
Yeah, Iker. What up, Matt McClain, with the fifth fucking social media naming that you have? Us two, Iker, Slocum, Steve,
Pat my titty.
Pat my titty. Oh my god. Wish I still knew that fucker. Thought there was one other person from our group of friends that worked there.
Steve DiMatteo, right?
Yeah.
Chris was there like before. Chris and Steve were gone by the time I got there, so it was like you, me, Iker, and Pat, and it was madness.
It's madness. It was fucking madness. It was awesome.
I always like stocking frozen things because you just go in the freezer and just fuck around for like 2 hours. I remember just eating ice cream out of out of the shit while I'm just stocking shit. I would just pop one open and be like, I'm fucking hungry now.
I hope you're not the cause of that store closing. Just stealing ice cream and shit like that.
I remember someone told me to go find you because they needed like help with something. So I busted into the freezer and you just threw a frozen pizza at me like a frisbee and it just like exploded on the wall.
And it was just like the fucking dibs. I grabbed the dibs and just chucked them at the wall and it just exploded. It was
so funny because it was like you didn't even have enough time to even know it was me. It was just like the door opened and then the pizza exploded on the wall. I'm like, what if it was like the owner walking? You're just like, what?
You fucking scared me. Should be sneaking into the freezer. Pissed.
Yeah. Shit.
The antics of working as a teenager, where you're pissed and all you want to do is fuck around and throw ice cream at the wall.
Yeah, I'll have to really start writing a lot of because I've had some weird experiences at work too. I worked in shops. Oh my god, I had this one guy. It was fucked. And then when my store got broken into, that was also fucked. That's probably a close to I wouldn't say near death experience, but I was alone with someone that broke into my shop and I didn't realize it. So
wait, back at NTB?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You could tell that story. You could tell the y'all got story also, probably.
Oh no. So the best one. Do we got time?
Yeah, we got 6 minutes.
Are we gonna break this up into different episodes of this, or
we can just continue doing these as often as possible?
All right, real quick. So I was working at a shop, National Tire and Battery, and I was a service manager there. So I obviously have a bunch of fucks in the back. Like mechanics are some of the dirtiest, fucks around. And I had this one guy who literally would just be belligerent in front of customers because he didn't fucking care. He just absolutely no filter. But so Bill, he's probably let's just put him at like 50. Big beer belly Bill, just didn't give a fuck. And so he's constantly fucking with people. So he pulled out a customer's car, put the car in a parking spot and was walking up to give me the customer's keys so I can hold them until they picked up the vehicle. And he walked up to me, handed me the keys, and then blood started pouring out of his mouth. And I thought it was like some joke, like he put ketchup in his mouth and like fucking around. And I was like, dude, you're bleeding. And he looked at me and just went, huh. I was like, no, like you're legitimately bleeding. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And he just looks at me funny and starts walking away. He walks towards the main entrance and takes off his pants. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Zombie apocalypse has begun.
and he's out. He literally took off his pants. He's walking around in the parking lot pantsless, trying to figure out how to take off his shirt. And I called my buddy Will up, and I'm like, because he's worked with Bill. I was like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, oh shit, Bill has seizures. So he was having like an active seizure, and what happened was he had bit his tongue, and that's why he was bleeding, and he gets like lost. So he was walking around. So we're trying to collect, one, we're picking up the blood in the fucking customer service lounge. 2, we're picking up his pants at the entrance. He's walking around outside. The customer comes to pick up their vehicle. He's outside still fucking around trying to take his shoes off and shit. He's tossing them in like parking spots and stuff. The guy comes up and says, "Man, I think there's a drunken, whatever, homeless guy in your parking lot." And I'm like, "No, that guy just worked on your car." And I legitimately,
You
I
can
was just
feel
like,
completely safe taking your car home. Don't worry about it. He didn't bleed on the car. It's okay.
that was very accurate. Like the car was fine. But I guess like he started having a seizure on the way back, like while he was handing me the keys, and I was just like, so he's bleeding all over himself. He's pantsless, and what am I supposed to say? Like, because I guess supposedly he normally has seizures at night, and when he does at night, he usually takes off all his clothes and goes into the bathtub and just lays there. So like all the blood's collected, it's like cleaner.
Oh yeah.
But I guess he was so lost, he thought he was at home, so he was just automatically started stripping down.
It's like, where's the fucking bathtub? God damn it!
So I'm explaining to the customer, this is this guy that just got done with working on your shit. I got old man Dave, who's 110 years old, walking around collecting up clothing items out of the parking lot as Bill is down to
Socks
his like
here,
tiny whities.
shirts here, fucking.
There was like shoes.
Boots
I don't know how. There was like 4 pairs of shoes. I don't know how many shoes he was wearing. It was everywhere. But yeah, that was.
You should have made up a story for him every time that it happened. Just come up with something different for the customers.
Oh yeah. The 100-year-old Dave that was following him around. One time he was doing an oil change and drained all the transmission fluid out of the vehicle instead. He was so lost because he had a heart attack on the job that day, and the customer drove the vehicle away and it like burned up the transmission. And they came back yelling at me. I'm like, listen, I understand you're pissed, but my dude almost died that day. So it's like his
I'm sorry,
fault,
ma'am. We hire people that are 120 and have serious medical conditions to work
he had
on your car.
1.5 teeth, 1.5 teeth. The nicest guy, but man, it was just he had like two strokes and a heart attack while I worked there.
That's outrageous. I love that story. That's fun. We got plenty more.
Oh, there's a lot more.
There's plenty more. Oh, that's funny. All right, fuckers. We got to move on to the actual episode now.
I gotta go on a beer run to my fridge.
I gotta grab a beer from my fridge too. All right, guys. Well, hang on. Goodbye. We'll see you soon.